by the Shah, Kenyans, the Shah scum. The Shah scum. Kekeli is in the building. I see you. And you remember, guy, and this is from Kitui. I see Muthoni Warukira. Now, remember, just the other week, your relatives who are undergoing dialysis were suffering because they could not afford or they could not go through the dialysis process or programs as they had been scheduled. Why? Because the government decided to shift from your famous national scheme or NHIF, whatever you call it, to the Shah. And now people are left stranded in hospitals. And you can actually tell from how the news were, how these people are suffering, and you know how important kidney cleaning in terms of dialysis is. So there are people who are actually undergoing dialysis for 2 days in a week or for 3 days in a week, and this is a life for them. This is a life that is inspired by that person who has suffered diabetes for the longest period of time, and now they ended up getting a complication of kidney failure as a complication of diabetes, because kidney disease is actually one of the major complications of diabetes, and we've talked about those complications before. So I'll start this by taking you through the anatomy of the kidney, so the structure, and then the physiology of the kidney, basically the functions. And then from there, we'll move slowly into the stages of kidney disease. After that, I will not talk about acute kidney injury. Why? Because that's a story for another day. We will focus on the chronic kidney disease, where most of these people rely on dialysis or they are awaiting a transplant. So we'll talk about that. We'll talk about medications that actually cause kidney disease, including antibiotics, anti-cancer, immunosuppressants, and all that, and the NSAIDs. Okay, so we'll talk about that. We'll talk about how diabetes affects kidney disease, the kidney, We'll talk about how hypertension is a cause of kidney disease. We'll talk about how kidney stones can actually destroy your kidneys and where they're coming from. So these are live that you cannot afford to miss. Okay, so thank you so much for joining in. I think we'll just jump straight into it. If you love to share this live, feel free, share it on all your platforms so that most people come in. We can't be going back and forth doing these lives over and over in repetition. We want to make sure that everybody gets the information. And the only thing you can do to support this platform is, 1, to subscribe on our YouTube channel, Health and Wellness Sport. Number 2 is to like the live as you seated there enjoying health content for free. Like the live. And number 3 is, of course, share the live with your relatives and your friends and your population in general, so that we can tag them in, we can bring them on board, and from there we can actually kick our journey. So today I have about 2 images here. One is this. People on TikTok, I don't know if you'll see this, but anyway, if you don't, you can actually Google kidney disease or the nephron. So this is the first diagram for us tonight. Amazing. That is the diagram for the cells of the kidneys. This is called a nephron. Okay, the nephron. Good. This one can be seen clearly. Yes. So this is the nephron, and the nephron are the cells of the kidneys. About 1 million or 1.2 million inside one kidney. Imagine that. So the cells of the kidneys are actually called nephrons, and we will see why this diagram is important. And then we will extract this side of the diagram. You see this. We call it the Bowman's capsule. We'll extract it and then talk about it in details. Why? Because that is what we want here, because that's now here. So we will have 2, the blood vessels that supply the kidneys. Then we have this filtration that is happening here, and then this carries all the products to the urine. So you will understand why I do these 2 diagrams as we go ahead. Now, kidneys, those 2 bean-shaped organs, straight back into near your spine. Okay, they protrude next to the spine. Towards the back. And when people suffer from kidney problems or infections, they start saying, oh, you know what, I have back pains, I have these chest pain, these waist pains and all that, I cannot sit for long. That is actually an indicator of kidney problems, because there's something called referred pain. You don't expect, if your heart is aching or you're having a problem, you don't expect the heart to be painful. You don't feel pain in the heart. Okay, you don't feel a heartbreak when you have a heart problem. What you feel is pain that radiates to the left arm to the back. Why is it so? It's because the nerve that supplies the heart muscles is the same nerve that supplies the left hand and also the upper part of the back. That happens the same way to the kidneys. If you have a kidney problem, you will not feel pain in the kidneys. So stop telling us, niko na shida ya kidney. How do you know? The pain that you're feeling in your waist or when you're trying to sit, you're feeling pain. That is actually pain that is coming from the kidneys, because it's a referred pain. The nerves that supply the kidneys also supply the back, the lower back to be specific, and that's how you get to feel that pain. So that's called the referred pain. Now, those 2 organs are very important in the body, because They're actually the renal system. We call them the renal system. And they're very important because they're the ones that control a lot of things. For those students who come here, this is the easiest way to remember the functions of the kidneys. A wet bed. It's that simple. A wet bed. Tumeanza. So in case you're struggling with, what is the function of the kidneys? A wet bed. A for acid-base balance. So just write down a wet bed. A for acid-base balance. W for water and fluid balance. E for electrolyte balance. T for excretion and elimination of toxins, because T is toxins. Okay. B for blood, of course. Umeanzaje daktari leo pia? What is that? What is that lifestyle? What are you talking about? I'm going to arrange this into a way that you can easily understand it so that you can actually know that this is actually a very, very interesting life. Allow me to just rearrange this in good order so that when you start this, it becomes interesting as we go ahead. Good, good. Yeah, perfect. That makes sense to us. Yes, a wet bed. Mudhoni Karuki, yes, just the same way you've written that. Is it an acronym or is it a mnemonic? So A for acid-base balance, W for water and fluid balance, E for electrolyte balance. The sodiums, the potassium, the hydrogen, the bicarbonates, all of them fall under the E. And then T for toxin elimination. Toxins elimination. Okay, so when you write down that word, a wet bed, it becomes easier for you to understand this or to remember this. And then B for blood pressure regulation. So the kidneys actually regulate blood pressure, in case you didn't know. And this is the reason why kidney failure actually causes problems with blood regulation. So you cannot have stable blood pressures, because when you have high blood volume or your blood pressure is going up. The other time we talked about the RAS system. When we were talking about the liver and estrogen, you remember that? The RAS system? We mentioned this system that the kidneys regulate blood pressure through that RAS system, the renin, aldosterone, angiotensin system. So those who are here understood that. If you did not see that, you can actually go back and see how estrogen causes the liver problems. You'll see that system is there. And then, of course, E is EPO. EPO is erythropoietin. Erythropoietin is the hormone that regulates blood volume. So when you have anemia, when you have low blood volume, the erythropoietin instructs the bone marrow to actually produce red blood cells and your blood volume goes up. That's how people survive from anemia. And that's the reason why if you have kidney problems, you will end up having anemia, because erythropoietin is a hormone that is produced by the kidneys. So when the kidneys are damaged, this hormone starts to go down, being diminished. You don't instruct the bone marrow to produce red blood cells, you go into anemia. So that's how. And then the D is, of course, vitamin D synthesis. Now, vitamin D plays very important roles. One is, of course, bone development and all that, and bone strength. And number two, vitamin D is actually your immunity. So if you have failing kidneys, you expect to have recurrent infections because of low vitamin D. You expect to have very weak bones and bone diseases because vitamin D plays a very important role in depositing calcium from blood into the bones. And then you can also expect high calcium levels in blood, which you call hypercalcemia. Why? Because you're not able to deposit this calcium from blood into the bone. So the kidneys are very important. So a wet bed is what you need to understand as the functions of the kidneys. Now, the kidney has cells that are called nephrons, the way I told you. So the functional unit of the kidney is the nephron. Now the nephron is divided into different parts, and I will show you through the diagram so that you can actually understand it. But I don't want you to cram this diagram. I want you to understand it, and then we can move. So this is basically how one cell in the kidney looks like. And that one cell, you see, one kidney has more than a lot of millions of cells, like 1.2 to 3 million cells in one kidney. So these are the cells that we're talking about. This is the structure of one cell, which is called a nephron. Now, here is where it starts from. This is where the filtration happens. So we call this the Bowman's capsule. However, I want you to take note of this blood vessel that is supplying blood in and the one that is supplying blood out. Now, A comes before E. So therefore, this is afferent arteriole. And this is the efferent arteriole. So A and then E. Once you've understood that, we can simply move. So from the renal arteries, the blood vessels, the arteries that supply the kidneys, this is what is coming in, the renal artery. Comes in with blood, and I want you to note this, that this afferent arteriole is wider. Why is it wider? And the E is narrower. Why? Because blood that is coming into the kidneys has to be a lot of blood, and then going out it has to be narrow to create a pressure difference so that we can actually actuate the filtration process. So that is so intentional, that the afferent arteriole has to be wider and the efferent arteriole has to be narrower so that we create the pressure difference which will help us in filtration of blood, because we're going to filter electrolytes, you're going to filter water and nutrients into this tubule so that we get urine out through these collecting ducts. Okay, so that's the function of the kidney, to just make urine by filtering blood. So the filter that is coming out of blood is actually one that is going to go out as urine. Now, this is the Bowman's capsule, the one that is holding the glomerulus. This thing here, or this filter here, is called glomerulus. I want you to hold on to that name, because you'll see the causes of kidney failure are actually sclerosis of these glomerulus. What is sclerosis? Hardening and forming of a scar. So when you affect these, when you cause inflammation in the glomerulus, that is the problem. That's where filtration starts to become a problem. Now, when you alter this is like a sieve. When you create larger pores in this sieve that is called the glomerulus, that means you'll end up filtering those things that cannot be filtered normally. For example, glucose. So the kidneys do not filter glucose. So if you find glucose in urine, of course, it's a problem. Now, this will tell you that most of you who say salt is a problem, you are actually being confused, because when salt comes out through urine, it's part of urine. So kidneys can actually filter salt. Therefore, you cannot have excess salt in the system when you have functional kidneys. And these kidneys, remember one of the function, the awet bed, E is electrolyte balance. And one of the electrolytes is sodium. Another one is chloride. And salt is sodium chloride. So when you have a functional kidney, definitely you will filter out excess sodium. You will not reabsorb it through this, and then it will go and comes out through urine. That is important. So that controls salt balance. However, if sugar comes out of the kidneys, that is what we call glucosuria, and that is a problem. That is a medical problem. So you're suffering. So therefore, sugar cannot leave the body until you get to either fast or work out so intensely. But salt can leave the body through urine, and that's the function, the normal function of the kidneys. So then, when did you start blaming salt for hypertension? Yet salt can be regulated by the kidneys. Your problem is not salt. Your problem is a messed up kidney. So now you cannot filter salt. And then you blame salt because it is the lesser evil. But you defend sugar because the food industry has made you get convinced that salt is the criminal, but sugar is the good thing. However, if you have high glucose in blood, now this is why it gets interesting. You have high glucose in blood, which we call hyperglycemia. Do you know how we lower it down? We give you sodium chloride, which is called normosaline. That is salt. So then how did salt become important in handling sugar, but the same salt is a problem in hypertension? Hypertension is a sugar problem, not a salt problem. So you blame salt for what sugar caused you. And sugar is number one in the causes of kidney failure. So when you have dying kidneys because of sugar, now you are unable to excrete salt, and now that is valid. You can now blame salt later on. But the major cause of kidney problem is sugar. Okay? And it's the function of the kidney to filter the salts. So this is the Bowman's capsule. This is the glomerulus, this is the Bowman's capsule, and then of course we have the distal convoluted tubule, or the proximal, and then we have the loop of Henle, and then we have the distal convoluted tubule. So we have the proximal, the distal, the loop of Henle, and then the collecting duct. Okay? So understand that. Once you've understood that, you've understood the structure of the cell of the kidney. This is where our problems will start in, because I'm showing you that diagram intentionally to actually take you to the Bowman's capsule. So we've talked about the glomerulus coming into the filter. The filter coming into this holder, which is the Bowman's capsule. And this is where filtration is happening, because as blood is coming from the afferent arteriole, it goes through the glomerulus and then gets out through the efferent arteriole. There's a pressure difference there that causes filtration. But you will see, hypertension is also a cause of kidney disease. And I want you to know this. When blood is coming in and going out, already the efferent arteriole is narrower. But the interesting part is sugar causes more narrowing of the efferent arteriole because of sugar deposits into that artery. Now you create a lot of pressure in the glomerulus, and now the first time you will experience an increased filtration rate. But that increased filtration rate will actually open up the pores, the sieve. Remember, our glomerulus is our sieve. So you will open up the sieve, and the holes in the sieve will be bigger. When they become bigger, you can filter sugar. You can filter proteins. And that's why number one, or another symptom of kidney disease is actually protein in urine. So when you start filtering glucose in urine, proteins in urine, and the major protein being albumin. So when you end up having albuminuria, albumin in urine, and glucosuria, glucose in urine, we start suspecting this person must have an acute kidney injury, or if it has taken long and they are diabetic for a long period of time, of course, the suspect has to be now chronic kidney disease. Okay? Good. Having understood that, now, understand the general causes of kidney disease. But before the causes, let me take you to the stages of kidney disease, right? Now, stage 1. And I told you, there are stages where you will be banned from using salt. That one we agree. But there's stages where if you are banned to take salt, look at your doctor and smile and keep taking your salt. Stage 1. Remember, for normal functioning of the kidneys, your filtration rate is what is actually filtering at the Bowman's capsule or at the glomerulus in this bowl of us, okay? So filtration is happening here. So the amount of fluid that is being filtered that gets into the tube, that is what we consider as GFR, the glomerular filtration rate, GFR. So understand this. If you're filtering fluid volumes of above 90 mLs per minute and above, which is just 90 or above 90 mLs of fluids filtered in that kidney per minute, that is normal kidney functioning. Normal is 90 and above. And also stage 1 is 90 and above. So yes, stage 1 kidney problem can actually be classified as just normal. So this time there are no symptoms. This time you're not experiencing any problem. But above 90 mLs per minute, that is stage 1. Stage 2, when your filtration has now reduced. So you've caused a lot of inflammation in the sieve, and now your filtration rate has gone down. When that filtration is going down from around 60 to 89, that is stage 2. It is called mild kidney function. The GFR is 60 to 89. Stage 3. Stage 3 is actually classified into A and B. We talked about that, right? So stage 3A and 3B. Stage 3A, the filtration rate is at 45 to 59. So we started with 90 and above. We came to 69 to 89. And now we are at 45 to 59. That is stage 3A. Stage 3B is 30 to 44. So stage 3A, 45 to 59. Well done. Stage 3B, 30 to 44 mLs per minute. Now, I don't want you to cram these things because when you go for a kidney function test, these things, the parameters are there. You don't even need to cram them. They will come with normal ranges and they will show you if they are normal, they are below normal or above normal. So that's how you know it. And then we now move to stage 4. Understand, from stage 1 all the way to stage 3B, you're still taking salt because the symptoms are very mild, and most people who experience kidney disease, they don't see these symptoms earlier until it's too late. That's when they start seeing these problems. Now we have stage 4. Stage 4, of course, because stage 3B is actually 30 to 44, that will tell you easily that stage 4 is below 30. So you're filtering 15 mLs per minute all the way to 30 mLs per minute. So below 30 but above 15, that is stage 4. At this moment in time, what you need is dialysis. And apparently, most people get to here without even knowing. Okay, the one day you go to hospital, you've been diabetic for a long period of time, now you go to hospital and boom, you're at stage 4 kidney failure. And now they're telling you you need dialysis. And at this stage, I want you to see this. You start experiencing these swelling legs. When you travel, your legs are swelling. And when you push, that edema, when you press that edema on your feet, it causes a pit. It forms a hole. So it's called pitting edema. And when you remove your finger, that hole takes time before it fills up. So normally, if you press your hand or you press your leg, that hole fills up instantly. But when you have a failing kidney, you press that leg or that edema site, you form a hole. When you release the finger, the hole does not come back. It pops slowly. That's what we call the pitting edema. That is one side, the one symptom that now you are at a dangerous place. And you can do that. If you're having a kidney problem, you can simply do that. Or some of you who experience edema all the time, even if you're pregnant, simply do that. Press that leg where there's edema and see if you're forming that pitting edema. Number 2, a lot of fatigue in the morning. You wake up, you're so tired, and yet you slept so deeply. But you wake up, your body is still tired. There's a lot of fatigue. You don't feel like doing anything. There's a lot of malaise, general body weakness. That is a symptom of this, because the kidneys are the ones that filter toxins from the body. But because now you're unable to filter the toxins, what is happening is you're retaining the toxins in the body. And these toxins are affecting your liver function, your brain function, your muscle function, and specifically the uremias. We call it uremic syndrome. So therefore, urea, ammonia, all of them are building up. The BUN, blood, urea, and nitrogen, they are building up and causing you a lot of fatigue. Also, when you go and take a HB, it's very low. Why? The kidneys are failing, and now you're having anemia. And you know symptoms of anemia. You start with a mild headache, then this dizziness, and sometimes syncope. Syncope is fainting. Okay, and then of course there is this nausea that comes in every time. You don't feel like eating. There's no appetite, and there's nausea all the time. However, they also experience a lot of weight loss because now they are not eating, and they are diabetic for that matter. They are filtering out sugar through urine, and now this is happening. Now they are losing weight so fast. This is a kidney problem. That is at stage 4. Okay, so you lose appetite, you feel weak. There's a general tiredness, there's anemia, there's blood vision, dizziness, and sometimes fainting and muscle cramps all the time. So you experience muscle cramps every single day, and it doesn't stop. Now at this level in time, of course, we have to go for dialysis. So why would you wait to get to stage 4 for you to go to dialysis? Why would you wait to get to stage 4 for you to start dropping sugars? Why? And this is the stage where most of us get to, and then we get at you. Now we are shocked. Oh, and we think we are so good, we don't deserve these problems. Yet we've been eating sugars all through. You've heard people say all the time that we will be given a new body in heaven. Mwili mpya tutapewa mbinguni, right? You've heard people, when you tell them avoid sugar, they tell you, oh, sugar is part of DNA, right? You tell people, protect your kidneys. Do not use these skin products, ladies. You're like, you know what? I have to do this. This is my body, my choice. Well done. Now remember, a failing kidney does not give you symptoms earlier. A failing kidney comes in slowly. Some of these people are diagnosed with this without even having a symptom. They just went to hospital, their blood sugars are misbehaving. They have now urinalysis test, shows high glucose. Now you're diagnosed with a stage 4 kidney disease. And now next is dialysis. At that moment in time, kiburi yako inashuka. At this moment in time, you will not remember that you have a heaven that will be given a new body. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, in heaven there are no bodies, they are spirits. So if you are thinking you'll be given a physical body in heaven, you are just crazy. You are crazy. There are no bodies in heaven. Some of you are thinking, oh, I'll go to heaven to eat fruits and honey. You're crazy. And milk. Who told you spirits feed on food? So if you're thinking in heaven you'll be given a new body, it's time for you to change that perspective, because there's no new body in heaven. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for making us to be here tonight. 400 people here on TikTok. Kindly slide to my YouTube channel and just press the subscription button. You will enjoy health content for free. Do that honor for us. Kenyatta University following. Amazing. So move to YouTube, subscribe on that channel. It's all health and wellness sport. Just go there and subscribe and then come back. You will have done us a very huge favor, because this content does not come that oftenly. It comes from people who have actually the balls to stand against the healthcare system. I told you, truth is very rare in healthcare. So if you subscribe on my YouTube channel, I'll be so glad. Thank you. Amazing. So at this moment in time, you are waiting either dialysis, you're waiting a transplant, and then you're told now no salt. So if somebody tells you no salt, if a doctor tells you no salt at this level in time, that is a good one. That is a good one. But these are the ones who tell you, oh, salt is going to cause you hypertension. Oh, salt has been a problem all through. Done. I've subscribed. Thank you, Checkmate. I appreciate that. Okay, so those people who keep telling you, oh, you should avoid salt because salt is the cause of hypertension, look straight into their eyes and tell them, lady, salt causes flexibility of blood vessels. So how does it cause me hypertension? Salt can leave the body through sweat glands, through tears, through saliva, through urine, naturally. So how can I end up having excess salt? My taste buds in the mouth cannot even allow me to take too much salt. Too much salt. How much is too much? Even the taste buds will tell you, hey, gentleman or lady, you are doing the wrong thing. But look at you eating the carbohydrate, the sugars. You take 1 pack of crisps and you eat an entire pack and you're still hungry. But again, salt is the problem here, no? Okay? Salt is the problem. No, it's not about the crisps, potato crisps that you're eating all the time. It's this. Look at the popcorns that you pop. A whole bucket of popcorns being consumed by 2 people as they play video games. But again, salt is the problem, right? well. So anyway, at this level in time, anemia is there. Recurrent infections are there. Urine has sugars, and if you urinate on the mchanga, you will attract a lot of insects. Actually, that was the #1 way of them diagnosing diabetes. Uko mbele. People used to urinate, and then insects flock on their urine because they love sugars. So if you see that, problems. Hypertension is here, very, very unstable blood pressures. And then psychosis. People start getting crazy because of kidney problems. Now you see, most of your people who are actually in rehab centers, they are in the rehabs not because they are psychic, because they have a kidney problem. Hello? Some of those people in the rehabs are not there because they abused drugs. It's because they abused drugs that caused them kidney problems, and now they're experiencing psychosis as a symptom of kidney failure. How is that so? Kidneys filter urea and ammonia. Okay, they filter that. But when you have dysfunctional kidneys, your urea and your ammonia and your nitrogen start building up in blood. Now, it is the function of the kidneys and the function of the liver to actually clear this ammonia in the system. However, now you have a failing kidney, you cannot clear it out. So it starts to build up. And then, of course, it goes through the blood into the brain. It crosses the blood-brain barrier, gets into the brain and starts causing you brain inflammation. Some people called it meningitis. But when you experience ammonia in your brain, you start experiencing symptoms of a crazy person, a mad person. This is what we call hepatic encephalopathy. Hepatic encephalopathy. And in hospitals, if somebody is experiencing such, they are given lactulose. We talked about laxatives the other day. We talked about lactulose. So lactulose can actually be used to help you recover from hepatic encephalopathy. Amazing, right? But why would you wait to get crazy for you to go and take lactulose? Why can't you just avoid the sugars and all that? And we'll talk about the causes of kidney failure. So anyway, psychosis, bone disease, recurrent infections, anemia, urine that is sweet tasting, okay? And now you need a dialysis or you need a transplant. However, that is stage 4. We are filtering 15 to 29 or to 30, thereabout. Stage 5, which is now the end stage. This one, there's no recovery. This one, you need a transplant. This is why you're filtering below 15 mLs per minute. Imagine a kidney that was supposed to filter over 100 mLs per minute. Now it's filtering below 15, maybe 10, maybe 5. And now you're retaining a lot of fluid. Your face is becoming round. You look at like somebody who, your skin is just very pale. Because of anemia, of course, because of buildup of toxins, we are seeing fluid below your skin. You're seeing this edema in the legs. And then there's a way you start turning, your skin start turning black. Thank you, 𝗖𝗛𝗥𝗢𝗡𝗬. Your skin starts turning black. That is where you know, I am at the wrong place. I am at the wrong place. At this moment in time, tell me, who will tell me, mbinguni nitapewa kidney mpya? Tell me. Who amongst you will tell me, oh, you know what? In heaven, I'll be given a new kidney at this level in time. So now, at this moment in time, your kiburi yako inaisha. Yeah? Kiburi, 0. Now you don't remember, you used to tell people, oh, you know what, let me just take sugar. I mean, we shall all die. You forget that, right? And at this moment in time, all you need is people to open a WhatsApp group, waende wachange hapo, they make that 1.5 million so that you can go to India to get a new kidney. Little do you remember that kidney that you're going to fetch in India actually came from here. Now, a secret, and this one is not for the big pharma. You saw our government giving somebody an airport. The same government, I'll talk this in low tone so that they don't hear me. The same government has given that same person or his affiliate to be the chairman or the chairperson of that insurance that you people are going to get. Now, this is a person who owns private hospitals in our country. This person owns private hospitals in our country, very big private hospitals, and they do all these things. They do all these surgeries. Now, he has taken over, or he's going to take over the airport. Now, those organs that you're going to ferry from here to India so that you people can actually spend more money to just come from here and go to India to take one organ, you will be so surprised. You will be so surprised. So now you sit there and look at the government do its thing. You sit there and consume the sugars, but trust me, in the next 7 years, it will be very expensive for you to fly out to India to go and buy an organ. The same organs that your people are actually being taken from. Hizo organs zenye wanatolewa hapa zinapelekwa India, ndo zenye mnaendea. Ai. And you people will tell me, oh, you know what, India has the best doctors. I'm like, are you crazy? The same Indians who are taking over your insurance covers here. The same who are taking the airport here. Do you know why they're taking that airport? Do you know why they're taking those insurance covers? Do you know why these people are bringing all these GMOs here? Nothing happens by coincidence in government. Nothing. So you'll beat your chest. Oh, you know, I made 2 million to go to India to take an organ. That organ was taken from your uncle here anyway. It's now preserved in India through that airport that you're actually fighting for. Wewe. Yeah. Hii Kenya inatuchangaza zingine. You just sit down and like, what? So to you, it's very shallow. You've even forgotten that there's a gentleman who is in prison. There's another pastor who is there, still out there, mara in, mara out, who have actually killed more than 300 people in 𝗖𝗛𝗥𝗢𝗡𝗬. Have you forgotten? Have you ever asked yourself where these organs are going to? But you there, oh, you know, pastor put a hand on me and prayed for me. Oh, you know, pastor is coming to Kasarani and we shall buy the anointed oil or the anointed nails. Nowadays I saw there was anointed nails being sold in Kasarani. And you are there, feeling there, clapping and dancing your hearts out. You've even forgotten that the other day he was being accused of organ trafficking. You've even forgotten people in 𝗖𝗛𝗥𝗢𝗡𝗬 suffered all these problems. They died. Where did their organs go? They were mutilated. Where do you think those organs went to? And now the same pots are given to somebody who was accused of being a drug baron. That ministry is gone. So the ministry is gone. Somebody who has never cleared their names in drug trafficking. The same county that he comes from, that coastal side, now we have people who are actually dying because of fasting, apparently. At fasting, they fasted and they died. And now their bodies were mutilated. Kile mnacheza nacho kitawaramba mbaya. Hamjui, kitawaramba. You remember those words? Are they still clear in your heads? And then that gentleman comes and holds a whole crusade in Kasarani. And you people go there and feel there. You guys are so hypocritical. One day the media is playing with your feelings. You're so sad. Oh, these guys are dying. Oh, Mackenzie is so bad. Oh, whatever. You're forgetting. You forget so fast. So you don't even see the bigger picture. You're fighting for an airport with no idea of what is happening behind the scenes. It's good to fight for that airport. But are you fighting because you see the bigger picture, or are you just fighting for it for no good reason? Open your heads. Open your heads. Look at it in a bigger way. So imagine somebody who is taking the airport is the same person who is taking 𝗖𝗛 as the chairperson. And you can see how it was pushed into your throats. Now you don't even have an option. You must conform to that insurance policy. Hey. Yeah. Yeah? So you will take those organs to India and then you'll fly there, and of course you have money, right? You think your job is enough to give you a new kidney. If that's the case, why is it that you're actually opening a WhatsApp group? If at all you'll be given a new body in heaven, why are you afraid of dying? Why are you afraid of dying? So you just die, you'll be given a new body. So why do you tell us, oh, you know what, mbinguni nitapewa mwili mpya, and then we tell you now, so you suffer your own consequences. You're like, now, oh, you're posting Bible verses everywhere to threaten other people. Are you crazy? Aye? Anyway, those are stages. Those are stages. And now, after the stages, now what are the causes, right? Because if you have understood the stages, now what are the causes of these stages of kidney disease? Number one leading cause of kidney disease is diabetes. 40 to 45% of the causes of chronic kidney failure is diabetes. Now, there are several tests you can do to actually see how you're doing in terms of blood sugars. You have an OGTT, the oral glucose tolerance test. You can do a random glucose test or random blood sugar test. You can do a fasted blood sugars. But the most important one when you're trying to ascertain these problems is a HbA1c. HbA1c. Somebody is saying in the handkerchiefs. Yes, people bought handkerchiefs, that this anointed handkerchief. Where? Save that money and buy ghee. Anointed handkerchiefs. Who told you somebody will anoint somebody to anoint you? Testimonial Tuesdays, amazing. Now, on Friday, we're only resting tomorrow. On Friday, we are here, same time, same place. And what gospel are we bringing? Identity Fridays. Oh, this is why we will make them know that we really need identities in Kenya and Africa at large. That somebody can sell you a handkerchief or anointed nails. Somebody is selling you water and is telling you this water is straight from Jerusalem. And you're there buying it. Are you crazy? How brainwashed are you? Ati nyota. Nyota gani? Nyota. Eh? Does it even hit you that the same pastor who is telling you that this is an anointed oil, that this is nyota, that he's praying for you to actually get better, seeks medical advice outside the country. He goes to India for treatment. Emma Chi, welcome to the doctor's panel. Thank you so much, Emma Chi, for joining the doctor's panel. So let me tell you. So this same pastor is afraid of dying. He's even afraid of the prisons. But he has faith, right? And he has enough faith to share the faith with you. But he's afraid of dying. If he gets sick, he runs to the hospital. Outside the country, he flies out. You saw the other one. The one who starts with K. Who passed on from cancer. May his soul rest in peace. Why did he go outside instead of praying? You guys, don't you see that? And then he brags to you because you're the ones who provide offering for no good reason. He tells you, I've gone for treatment for cancer for 500 million shillings. Was it million or 500 million shillings cancer treatment. Did he survive? So pastors are dying from cancer and they are praying for cancer patients. Hello? Who is the stupid one? Pastors have kidney problems, but you will get better because they pray for you. They put a hand on your head and pray for the kidneys. Another one is talking to the kidneys through the phone. Hello, kidneys. Hey, the masses, you will never learn. Hamwezi, nyie hamwezi saidika. Hamwezi. Yeah? So when you touch that, people are so emotional. Why are you talking about my pastor? Why are you talking about this? You're so emotional because you don't have an identity. Find it. Find your identity. Get the emotions down. Estrogen is misbehaving fast. Somebody cannot heal himself, but is there praying for you to heal from a kidney disease. Go to hospital. Use common sense. Well, anyway, so diabetes. And how does diabetes cause? Now we can go back to our diagram, right? How does diabetes cause a kidney problem? Now, HbA1c is a test that measures how much glucose is attached to proteins. And the major protein here is the hemoglobin. So, HbA1c is called a glycation test. So basically it measures how much sugar in form of glucose is attached to your red blood cells. And sugar is a very sticky substance, you know very well. So when it attaches these red blood cells, it makes them become very sticky and very sluggish. And now they start settling on blood vessel walls. But on the kidneys, because we have the larger blood vessel coming in, the afferent arteriole, it's larger and wider and brings blood into the kidneys, into the glomerulus. This is the glomerulus and this is the Bowman's capsule. So this one is a larger one, the afferent arteriole. Now, because it's larger, these deposits of sugar cannot stick here so fast. So it takes a lot of time before they stick on the larger blood vessels. However, as these sugars and these proteins that are attached to sugars, it's called glycation, non-enzymatic glycation. As they are sticking to these sugars, they are pumped through this, they go through the filter, and when they come to the narrow one, the efferent arteriole, the E, when they come to this one here, they now stick there because this one is narrow and the blood pressure now is actually regulated because after the filtration, at least we have a lower blood pressure a little bit. Okay, so now here, because it's narrow, they start sticking here. Do you see the orange part? People on TikTok, do you see the orange part or the red part? That red part, I hope you can see that. Yes, that red part, all this red that I've just shown here, this is inflammation. So number one, sugar will cause inflammation of the glomerulus and a part of the Bowman's capsule. And then sugar deposits will deposit in the efferent arteriole, the one that is carrying blood out of the kidneys. And when they do that, they start forming inflammation in these blood vessels. And that inflammation is going to cause thickening and hardening of these blood vessels of the efferent arteriole. When that happens, now we're forming these plaques here and here. And this blood vessel now starts to narrow and becomes thicker and narrow and more hard. It's not flexible. So it does not accommodate the changes in blood pressure. Now we have blood pressure building backwards in the glomerulus and in the afferent arteriole. So kwenda mbele, blood pressure is okay. But coming back into the glomerulus and back into the afferent arteriole, there is an increase in blood pressure. Now that blood pressure, number one, sugar caused inflammation of the blood vessel and then narrowed and blood pressure increased. But now we have another blood pressure that is building backwards. And that pressure that is building backwards will now exert a lot of pressure on that sieve. And this sieve can end up rupturing, or the holes or the pores in the sieve start opening up because of increased blood pressure. And now we start filtering even the proteins that are not supposed to be filtered through the kidneys. That's how we end up getting proteinuria. That's how we end up filtering glucose and we get glucosuria. In urine, there's glucose. In urine, there's now albumin. And now, on the other side, we have building blood pressure in the arteries. And that's how sugar destroys your kidneys and starts causing you hypertension. Number two, kidneys regulate blood pressure. When you have low blood pressure, there is that RAS system, the renin, aldosterone, angiotensin system. So when blood pressure goes down, the kidneys reabsorb sodium, they reabsorb water, your blood volume goes up, your blood pressure goes up. When the blood pressure is super high, the kidneys excrete sodium, water follows, and now blood pressure goes down. That is how the kidneys regulate blood pressure. But now you don't have this mechanism to regulate blood pressure. You don't have these kidneys that is functional enough to regulate blood pressure. What is going to happen? You're going to build up blood pressure. You're going to retain fluid because you cannot excrete excess fluid. And now you start having edema, you start having building blood pressure in even the veins and the arterioles. That's how blood pressure comes in as a result of kidney failure. Tumeelewana mpaka hapo? Good. Allow me to put a charger on my laptop. Good. Let's continue. So now, you've built up blood pressure, you've destroyed the kidney structures, and now you're filtering all the components that are not even supposed to be filtered in blood or in urine. Now you're getting all this protein in urine, you're getting all this glucose in urine, and now there's a problem. When you see that urinalysis test, of course, you're now confirmed to have a problem. Up to there, do you have a question? And I think at that moment in time, we can take a break and start marketing our platforms. So number one, I have a YouTube channel that is called Health and Wellness Sport. 400 people here on TikTok. This is the first time you've reached that place. And for the longest period of time. We've smashed that number before. But this is the first time you've been here for the longest period of time. So 400 of you on TikTok, simply flag my YouTube, Health and Wellness Sport, and press that subscription button and the notification bell so that anytime I drop a health video, you are the first one to be notified. 144 people on YouTube. Kindly like the live, because if you do that, it ends up being shared to most people. Remember, the spirit of evil is all over. And if these videos don't get shared to other people so that they can get the information earlier, of course, the enemy can come for those lives and then other people will not benefit. So do not be a selfish viewer. Like the live, share the live, and be an interesting viewer. So thank you so much for doing that. Number two, I have a healthy Telegram channel called Health and Wellness Sport. Simply go on Telegram and search health and wellness sport and join in. You will love the content there. You will love the content there. Just go there and have the conversation with other people who actually understand the information. Number 3, on Tuesday, I think that is the 28th, from Tuesday all the way to the 7th. So Tuesday, 28th of October, all the way to the 7th of November, we are pitching camp in Nairobi. Our offices are in Nairobi, in Lavington. You can actually start booking your physical appointments with us at this moment in time. So the contact to use is 0707. Let me just pin it on YouTube. 0707074722. That is a contact that you can actually use to book either your online appointments that happen every day in the evening when I come back from work. And you can use the same contact to book for your physical appointments in Nairobi, which starts on Tuesday and they end the following week on Thursday. Okay? Mickey has pinned it on TikTok. Thank you so much, Mickey. Emma Chi, 10 pounds. Hey, amazing. 10 pounds as a super chat. Honestly, I consider myself lucky and blessed to be here. More grace to your elbows, doctor. Thank you so much for that. Amazing. Super chat. Yes, you can also send a super chat on YouTube. We will read that with a message of your own. Tailor it so that you can read it loud and we can pin it there. Okay? So thank you so much for that, Emma Chi. It's a blessing to have you here, gentlemen. Where do you work, Doc? Oh, amazing. Yeah, seems like there's a new opportunity, brother. Somebody wants to give us a job. So anyway, let's go back to what we wanted to talk about. So now you've seen there is inflammation in the glomerulus and in the efferent arteriole. But I want you to see this. This inflammation, when it's happening in that Bowman's capsule or in that glomerulus, that sieve of ours, we call that glomerular sclerosis. Glomerular sclerosis. Sclerosis means hardening and forming fibrous tissue, which is basically scarring. But glomerular means the glomerulus. So when the glomerulus is actually forming these scars, and now you're actually affecting the process of filtration, because you see, when you're forming this inflammation here, you're actually blocking this filtration process. Therefore, you are altering it. And now the filtration rate goes down. Therefore, the GFR is low. And that's why at stage 5, you have below 15 mL per minute, because the amount of fluid that is being filtered is now reducing. Okay? So now pressure is building the other side. And even the volume of urine is now reducing. So once you've understood that, let me take you through this. So we have an increased glomerular sclerosis, and that is coming in as a result of inflammation. And where are we getting inflammation from? At this moment in time, you already start to notice that the treatment is coming in handy. So where do you think we are getting inflammation from? What are the foods that we always constantly sing that are actually highly inflammatory to the system? Name them in the comment section. There are foods that I constantly tell you, avoid these foods because they are inflammatory. And now they cause inflammation to these glomerulus. Now they cause hardening and thickening of blood vessels. They also cause scarring of the glomerulus. And now filtering blood and filtering fluids starts becoming a problem. So from here, when you have now this increased glomerulosclerosis, the next thing that is going to happen is you start destroying the nephrons. Remember, the structure that I've just shown you is actually a cell of the kidneys called the nephron. So when you start affecting the glomerulus, the filtration rate, the next thing that is happening is you're now destroying the cells of the kidneys. And this takes you time. Remember, there are millions in one kidney. And you have 2 kidneys, so you have a lot of them. So by the time you've destroyed these cells, you really worked so hard for it. You really did. You played a role. My friend, you ate sugar, like literally. Because the body is always trying to favor you. Anytime you create an imbalance, the body brings back the balance. You create an imbalance, the body brings back the balance, sorry. Until a level where the body is now tired and tells you, wewe pia nawe, kaa pia nawe. Good, everybody has just got it. Alcohol, sweet products, seed oils, sugar in all forms, including fruits and honey. Those are the things that cause insulin resistance, and they cause scarring and inflammation of the glomeruli. So now you destroy the kidney cells. So you start with inflammation. This inflammation starts to destroy kidney cells. When you destroy kidney cells, you start filtering proteins and sugar in urine, and that is CKD. Because the number one indicator that you're actually having a problem with the kidney, and it's chronic, is albumin in urine. That is protein in urine. Nani hajaelewa mpaka hapo? People who are suffering from kidney disease. I know you've read a lot of research, you've done all these things to just make sure that you get a slight chance of information to help you recover from that kidney disease. Those of you who are not yet there, and sometimes you experience recurrent yeast infection or diseases, you experience a lot of urinary tract infections, you have anemia most of the times, you end up having very bad skin, okay? You have this round face that is accumulating fluid, you have edema when you travel. These are the people that I'm appealing to right now. For you to protect yourself from going and deteriorating to this level, it's time for you to actually start listening. Don't wait until you get to the worst for you to start asking me, oh, doc, how do we treat kidney disease? There are people who are there already, and they are wishing they had a kidney like yours. And you, at that moment in time, you're seated there telling me, oh, mwili mpya tutapewa mbinguni. And you're making even jokes and saying, oh, you know what, I want to donate the kidney. And I want you to see, guys, during the World's Kidney Day, the World's Diabetes Day in Kenya, the Ministry of Health organizes these ceremonies, and the big pharma has banners and placards all over, marketing themselves, marketing the kidney medication, marketing new technologies for kidney transplant, marketing new technologies for dialysis. And the nephrologists are there, the urologists are there, giving different speeches, but nobody's talking about food and diets. And then at the end of that, they've talked, they have yapped, they have told you all those speeches that are so tiring, they don't make sense. The same urologists, the same diabetologists, the same nephrologists are obese. But they're giving you speeches because they have a title and the ego is there. Oh, you know, I have a MDHD, MBA, whatever, and PhD, HK, I don't care. Telling you about how they went to UK to study new technologies to boost the kidney disease and kidney function, to bring in new technologies and incorporate them in dialysis. I'm looking at them, I'm like, oh, okay, tell me more. Then look at the same fat doctors. After they've given those fake speeches, they've regurgitated the syllabus to you. The next thing they're doing is they're cutting a cake. And on top of that cake, is well designed. On top of that cake, it has a kidney. So they sat down and decided we will take a cake from somebody's cakes and pastries. And now they've made a cake. And that cake, on top of the cake, they put a kidney. Oh, we celebrated World Kidney Day by cutting a cake that had a kidney on top of it. That cake was awesome. And they're cheering with soda. Touching each other's stomachs. And yeah. Hey. At the World Kidney Day, World Diabetes Day. And then they tell us, oh, you know what? That is not a big deal. That was just one day cake. What message are you passing? What message are you passing to the general public? That it's okay to eat a cake even if I have a kidney problem? Aye. And they put a cake there. They know you have insulin resistance. You cannot resist a cake. A cake is there. By the time they're giving all these speeches, your mind is on and off. You're just thinking about the cake. What time will they cut the cake? So they can take a piece and enjoy it. I mean, we will all die. I want you to be very careful. And you see the backgrounds of this. The ones who actually sponsored this, they will actually acknowledge the ones who sponsored it. Oh, this is sponsored by this big pharma, courtesy of big pharma. This is sponsored by that company that produces insulin therapy. This is sponsored by whatever company. It doesn't matter. And remember, diabetes treatment guidelines are sponsored by the big pharma. Go and read the acknowledgement sector. You'll see. So the same big pharma is putting their placards there at the back because now you have a kidney disease. They're putting technologies there. They're putting the injections there. They're marketing their products and medication for kidney disease. And these medications are not going to treat kidney disease. They are going to mask the symptoms of kidney disease. And then, of course, as you develop the kidney disease and failure slowly and carefully, you move from stage 3A, 3B, you're now at 4. By the time you're realizing they're telling you need a kidney transplant, that is stage 5. And that urologist and that nephrologist tells you that before I perform this thing, you must put $500,000 on the table for my deposit. Hey, we've not even found the kidney, Daktari. Hatujapata the kidney. And I have to find $500,000 before I even find the kidney. Why, Daktari? We've not even talked about the dust. So he tells you, go, no problem. About dust, you continue eating what you've been eating. There's no problem. Just eat. You will come back. So you have a month. Go talk to your people. You have a month for the surgery, to prepare for the surgery. Just go and find the money. But make sure $500,000 is mine, is put aside, for deposit in my account. Then we can talk about where we can do the surgery from. We can talk about you finding a new kidney. Hello? No, my son. Eh? You know, you guys, maybe you've never experienced these conditions. Some of us, our own people, have experienced these things and they have drained us so bad. And not, if it was not for the identity thing, we will be very bitter with the systems. If it was not for the identity, I did not start Identity Fridays for no good reason. Some of us have been drained, like literally. You sleep with maybe 5,000 in an account. You wake up tomorrow, you wake up on a WhatsApp group. This 5,000 is already gone again. Hey, I thought we did a surgery. Oh no, there's a complication. It's going for another surgery. Please, 5,000. Now, pop again, another 5,000. Well, sawa tu. Anyway, let me read some questions here. Deceptive marketing at its best. They market everything. Everything. So now, look. For you to destroy the kidneys, one, you must have inflammation. That is sugar, okay? And number two, you must have reduced blood flow towards the kidneys. I told you sugar clogs the arteries that supply the heart, the brain, and the kidneys. When you clog those arteries, now blood flow towards the kidneys is actually limited. Now remember, the kidneys have a function to filter blood, so blood must come into the kidneys. If blood is not coming in, we don't have any filtration process. The kidneys start to shut down. And now the same kidneys that are shutting down because there's no enough blood coming in for filtration are actually being affected by inflammation and sugar deposits in the vessels, in the glomerulus. So you're just a walking dead. Okay, so sugar is dangerous. Sugar, wheat, seed oils. And when I say sugar, I mean sugar in all forms. When you eat that brown ugali and you're having a kidney problem, simply know you're eating sugar. Your body does not understand brown ugali. Your body does not know brown chapati. Your body knows glucose. And glucose is causing insulin resistance, which is causing kidney problems, which is causing inflammation. So therefore, somebody who has a kidney problem, sugar is a no. No carbohydrates, literally. Don't ask me where you'll get energy from. You are diabetic, for heaven's sake. You are diabetic. Today I'll use that. You've been diagnosed with diabetes. That tells you have a lot of glucose in the system. So what is energy according to you? Is it not glucose? So why are you on sugar? Why are you on honey? Why do you want to sit on food when you have a sweet problem? Why? Anyway. So, the major causes, and I'm not going to other, I think I should just read out the causes for you to know. So that was diabetes. That is the major cause. Number two, hypertension. Of course, an increase in blood pressure in the glomerulus ruptures the kidney cells, and now you have kidney problems. Number three, we have glomerulonephritis. Glomerular nephritis. Nephritis, destruction of the nephrons or inflammation of the nephrons. This is basically inflammation and toxins and all that. Number four, obstructive kidney disease. These are just other causes, but I'll focus on three of them. That is diabetic kidney failure, and I'll focus on hypertensive kidney failure and glomerulonephritis. So those three. But now the others, of course, kidney stones are there. Under the obstructive kidney disease, we have kidney stones, and this is calcium oxalate. You'll be told to avoid spinach, but you're not told to avoid sugar. You're not told to avoid things that actually cause you the oxalic acid that reacts with the calcium to form calcium oxalates. That is sugar. Now, we also have an enlarged prostate. When you have an enlarged prostate, you're actually pressing against the kidneys. You're bringing in problems and obstruction. We have tumors, the cancers. So all those are classified under the obstructive kidney disease. They obstruct the kidneys, you retain the fluids, you retain the urine, you retain toxins, you start causing kidney failure. And then we have recurrent and repeated kidney disease infections and urinary tract infections. And then we have prolonged use of medicines. On these medicines, allow me to talk about this. Ladies, as you use the NSAIDs, diclofenac, meloxicam, aceclofenac, celecoxib, as you use NSAID to kill your menstrual pain and use them every single month, remember, we talked about NSAIDs and kidney problems. So NSAIDs, they reduce the patency of blood vessels that supply the kidneys. When they reduce that patency, blood flow towards the kidneys is now limited. You start killing the kidneys. So as you use those NSAIDs are supposed to be used for a short period of time, 2-3 days, you're good to go. People who have arthritis and you're constantly swallowing meloxicam or aceclofenac or diclofenac, oh, you know, when I take this, I'm okay. When I take this, I'm okay. You're actually going to destroy your kidneys. Drugs like steroids and the steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, the hydrocortisone, the dexamethasone. Ladies, as you use that dexamethasone to enlarge your hip and your face and impress the man, because you're now having this fat round face. It's called the moon face. You're causing yourself problems with the kidneys, water fluid retention, electrolyte retention. That is actually a side effect of kidney disease. You are not having a round face, you have a kidney problem. You're not having a big hip, you have a kidney problem. And that's the reason why you end up having very weak bones and you can easily stumble and get the fractures. So ladies, if you're not born light skin, you are dark, accept it and move. Fix the identity. See you on Friday. See you on Friday. Now, other things. So NSAIDs, antibiotics like vancomycin, like gentamicin, streptomycin. Some of you go to hospital and you're diagnosed with a fake disease called brucellosis. Instead of fixing the gut to help you protect you from this brucellosis, you go to hospital and after the diagnosis, and I told you, brucellosis, Wiedel tests, the Brucella test, the Wiedel test, and the H. pylori test. These are tests that actually can turn positive anytime. So if I want to exploit a lot of money from you, I can easily do those 3 tests or those 4 tests and I'm good to go. I will add on a malaria test to just convince you, okay, kumbe one can turn negative, the rest are positive. And now you are put on gentamicin, maybe 160 milligrams or even 80 milligrams for 21 days. What? We kill our people without even thinking twice. And then their ears start ringing. Masikio zao zinapiga nduru. Their ears are ringing because you're destroying the nerves that supply the ear because of these macrolide antibiotics. So gentamicin is the one that is most commonly abused, and streptomycin. So you inject streptomycin for 21 days. And then after 1 week, you go back. Brucella is still turning positive. Why? Because you don't fix the gut. You keep fixing the symptoms of a messed up gut. So you're taking streptomycin and gentamicin. 21 days. Are you serious? How do you even manage to take these injections for all that time? 21 days. Hey, nyi pia basi mkona gluteus maxima. Yeah. Hey. If you're on this live and you're enjoying this content, kindly like the live. I'll appreciate that, okay? Yeah. 165 people on YouTube. If I get 165 likes, that will be awesome. So drugs like NSAIDs, drugs like reserve antibiotics, drugs like anti-cancer drugs, drugs for TB. These are drugs that you should take with a lot of cautions. And that's why you should boost your immunity so that you never suffer from these conditions. So that you avoid those antibiotics. Okay. And then other conditions like lupus. Lupus destroys your kidneys. It targets every single tissue and organ in your system. So SLE, systemic lupus erythematosus, is one of the diseases that is an autoimmune that actually destroys your own system. And then, of course, toxins. On the toxins, GMO is there because of glyphosate. Skin products and skin lightening products that come with heavy metals like mercury, like lead. The fluoride in your toothpaste, the commercial toothpaste that you're told this will whiten your teeth. Fluoride is crazy. Industrial chemicals, aflatoxins. When you put your maize in a store for the longest period of time and this gets attacked with the fungal. And now that is a aflatoxin, destroys the kidneys literally. So therefore, skin products, even the motor vehicle chemicals nowadays. Petroleum products, be very careful when you're trying to do these things. Those people who inhale petrol, to just get high. Kweni wajanja. So those are some of the causes of a kidney failure. However, I want you to see this. So I told you those are general, right? But we have the three which are following each other. Number 1 is diabetes. Number 2 is hypertension. And number 3 is glomerulonephritis, which is basically inflammation caused by infection and toxins and all that. But I'll talk about the diabetic nephropathy, destroying the nephrons through sugars. And then I'll talk about hypertension. I've actually talked about them already and I've explained them, and I hope you've just gotten the point clearly. But this is the process. You have high glucose. This glucose attaches to proteins. This protein deposits in the blood vessels of the kidneys and in the glomerulus. They initiate scarring and inflammation of the glomerulus. They start narrowing the efferent arteriole, the blood vessels that supply the kidneys. Now you have renal ischemia. Ischemia means low blood and low oxygen going towards the kidneys. Now there are no nutrients, there's no blood flowing towards the kidneys, and part of the kidneys starts to die, and the cells of the kidneys start to be destroyed. And now you end up getting inflammation, you end up reducing the kidney function, and now you end up having problems with the kidneys. Straight to stage 4, stage 5. So that is diabetes. Hypertension, of course, people who are suffering from high blood pressures, above 140/90, your blood pressures are so high, and you tell me, oh, you know, Daktari, I went to a doctor and he prescribed this medication and I was just tired. I just decided I will not take those medication. You need to take those medication as you fix the kitchen. So you've dropped the medication, but you've not changed the kitchen. So what are you doing? It is either the kitchen or the medication. Choose you. But in the initial phases, if you have been diagnosed with hypertension, and you're on drugs for hypertension, please, even if you had Dr. Lewis singing all the time here, do not drop those drugs once. The rebound hypertension is not a joke. There's a way to drop drugs for hypertension. That's why I'm telling you, those weight loss programs that you join in, those fasting programs that you're joining in, those nutritionists that you're following, that are helping you to drop sugar, wheat products, and seed oils, and then now your blood pressure has stabilized, and they just tell you to drop the drugs. You need an expert to help you drop medication and taper them down in a stepwise manner. My friend, you will die. To have avoided sugar, have avoided seed oils, you will die. Rebound hypertension ruptures your blood vessels, ruptures your kidneys, and boom, HDU, ICU, dead on arrival. Confirmed dead on arrival. And your nutritionist will still be here. As obese as she is, or as fat as he is, he will still be here exploiting other people, doing the same thing, and the cycle continues. Okay, good. I think that covers a lot of it. So before I finish it up, let me talk about the complication of this. Okay, because it's only necessary that I talk about the complication of these failing kidneys. If you have a failing kidneys, what will happen? Now, you remember the function of our kidneys? For me to make sure that you people are getting this and are not sleeping in my class, let's do this. Mention any function of the kidney that you know in the comment section. Any function of the kidney. And if you're bright, put down the mnemonic or the acronym and tell us the meaning of that. Because some will say just, you've gotten the mnemonic, but do you know what that stands for? So for somebody who is coming in right now, they should actually learn from you who has been here from the beginning that there are functions of the kidneys. Which are they? Or what are they? Yeah? Those functions are what is important here, because when you understand those functions, you simply know that if the kidney is affected, those functions are actually affected. So the opposite is going to happen. Okay? So I want you to see this. There are major complications of a kidney disease. The chronic kidney disease, there are major functions. Yes, those who are saying a wet bed, well done. But if you're saying a wet bed, I want you to tell me what is a wet bed. Because there's somebody who just say, oh, you know, a wet bed. Then I'm like, oh, a wet bed. What is a wet bed? You start eating your nails. You scratch your head. Mpaka kipara inakuja. So these are the complications of chronic kidney disease. And this is headed towards stage 4 and stage 5. Because, before I do this, somebody told me that those people who have a bald head, and this is not to disrespect bald-headed people, those people who have a bald head, he said they have a lot of problems, so you keep on doing this, or you don't grasp things so fast. You keep on just scratching your head, Dr. Lewis, what is the answer to this? Yeah? I will ask, which hormone is excreted or is secreted or is made by the kidneys? Which hormone? Because I've seen people talking about all these blood regulation. People have forgotten even anemia. So which hormone? There are two hormones. Two hormones. And do not mention hormones that are made by the adrenal gland, the one that is on top of the kidneys. No, I want two hormones that are actually made by the kidneys. Two. Just two hormones that are made by the kidneys. Adrenaline and is in the adrenal glands. I don't want the one that is coming from the adrenal glands. I want the kidneys itself. Two hormones. Somebody mentioned renin. Perfect. Somebody mentioned renin. Awesome. So people who are talking about the RAS system understand my assignment. Now, okay. There's another one who is saying erythropoietin. Amazing. Amazing. I am a good teacher. I can confirm. Erythropoietin and renin. One is regulating blood pressure. The other one is regulating blood volume, or HB, or red blood cells. But there's another hormone that's also a vitamin that is activated by the kidneys. Also name that. Which hormone is also a vitamin and is activated by the kidneys? Let us see, my bright students. Angiotensin is a protein produced by the liver. It's not produced by the kidneys. The kidneys do not produce proteins. They produce hormones. We've said renin, we've said erythropoietin. And now there's another one that is a hormone and at the same time it's a vitamin. And its final activation happens in the kidneys. And its name is actually coming in most of the supplements that you people take. And its name is cholecalciferol. Which basically means it comes from cholesterol. Which vitamin is that? Ladies and gentlemen, which vitamin is that? Good. So listen to the complications as you answer the question. To the complications, calcitonin is CCK. How is calcitonin and how is CCK a vitamin? Which vitamin is calcitonin? And which vitamin is CCK, cholecystokinin? Which vitamin are they? Cholecalciferol is vitamin D. And vitamin D comes from cholesterol. And is made when you have this UV radiation, the sun hitting your skin. It activates cholesterol into inactive vitamin D. It is then carried all the way to the liver for the primary activation. And the final activation is in the kidneys. And that's why a wet bed, D is vitamin D synthesis. So it's a vitamin and at the same time it's a hormone. That is vitamin D. So is medicine that difficult? Is it? Now that you're better doctors, let's continue. So these are the complications of chronic kidney disease. When you have a chronic kidney disease or when you're headed there, this is what you should expect. And remember, acute kidney injury or stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, A and B, they are asymptomatic. So you'll never notice it. So you'll keep on singing, oh, we will one day die. Oh, kidney disease, oh, we will one day die and all that. When you're at stage 3, A and B, even in the earliest stage of stage 4 without knowing. So at stage 4 and stage 5, that's when you start experiencing these severe symptoms and the complications. That's when you are diagnosed with a kidney disease. And at this level, we say it is either dialysis or a transplant. Stage 5, you cannot rejuvenate it. Hiyo unaacha iende, is a transplant. Stage 4, you can still work on the DAS, lower the blood sugars, and the kidney start rebuilding back. Now, number 1 is metabolic acidosis. From the word acidosis, it means acids. So, remember, the kidneys are the ones that are filtering out hydrogen ions, potassium, bicarbonates and all that, and then reabsorbing back the bicarbonates into the bloodstream. And the reason why we are reabsorbing back the bicarbonates is to neutralize the hydrogens in the blood so that you don't get an acidic pH in blood. Because hydrogen is the acidic pH, the acidity of blood. Bicarbonates is the basicity or the alkalinity of blood. So when you are told eat alkaline diets, please slap the hell out of that person who is telling you about alkaline diets, because it's the function of the kidneys to regulate acid-base balance. Even if you eat 70 cabbages and you end up getting all the, even if you eat those fruits that they tell you these are alkalizing diets or acidifying diets, you eat cabbages, you eat fruits and vegetables, you raise your blood pH towards the alkalinity or the alkaline side, and then your kidney senses that and it brings back normalcy. So there is no way you will end up having an alkaline blood. The blood pH is supposed to be near neutral or even neutral. So the kidneys and the lungs are the ones that control this. So therefore it's crazy for somebody to tell you alkaline diets. Oh, they will alkalize your pH in blood. What is the function of the kidneys? What is the function of the lungs? Is to maintain pH at a normal and an optimum pH so that the cells function optimally. Now, metabolic acidosis, you are excreting bicarbonates, but you are retaining hydrogen ions. As you retain hydrogen ions in the blood, that is the acidity part of it. So you're not even reabsorbing bicarbonates because your kidneys are failing. And acidosis is very dangerous because this can take you into a coma so fast and a heart attack or cardiac arrest very fast. Okay? And now, because the kidneys are failing, God was very, very perfect in his creation. So then he gave you the lungs. So the lungs come in to compensate. When you're having high acids in the blood, acidity in blood or acidosis, because the kidneys are failing, one thing that will happen is this high or this alkaline pH or this acidic pH in blood will activate the breathing centers in the brain. And now you start breathing so fast and so shallowly. Why? Because you want to bring in the oxygen faster to help you actually maintain the status quo. And you want to excrete a lot of this carbonic acid, the weak carbonic acid that's actually causing you. You're breathing fast to excrete CO2. Because if you retain CO2, you get by the weak carbonic acid, which gives you the hydrogen ions. So you breathe so fast to get oxygen so that you can actually clear the CO2 and then clear the acidity in blood. So now the kidneys are failing, the lungs are taking over. So this body, before you die, it has really done a good job. So that is one. And number two, you see, as hydrogen is coming out, is coming into the blood, what is going to happen is this hydrogen is going to go into the cells. And as it goes into the cells, it pumps out potassium. Now, hydrogen goes inside the cell, potassium comes out because they cannot sit in the same place. Hydrogen goes in, potassium comes out. When potassium is coming out of the cell, it's coming into the bloodstream. When it's coming into the bloodstream, what is happening is you're going to have cardiac arrest because potassium is needed in very small amounts. So hyperkalemia is going to cause you heart attack. And you die. And that's why they said the easiest way to kill somebody is to inject them with potassium chloride. They will get a cardiac arrest and they will die. And if you go ahead and do what you do the tests. There's no poison in blood. There's potassium, there's sodium. All of them are normal electrolytes. So this person died because of high potassium levels, but you cannot ascertain that this was actually the cause of death. Because these are electrolytes that are in the body. So when you have acidic pH in blood, these acids, the hydrogen ions, go into the cell and then they pump out potassium. You end up having hyperkalemia, and that is a cardiac arrest. Yes, but postmortem does not show anything. That's a cardiac arrest. Okay? So be very careful. Number two, we have hyperkalemia. Now listen. See, we said when you're pumping sodium into the cell, hydrogen into the cell, you're pumping out potassium, right? This potassium is going to cause hyperkalemia. Hyperkalemia is high potassium in blood. And this hyperkalemia is going to cause an AV block. AV block, this is for the medical students, AV block and ECG changes. And this is going to bring you cardiac arrest. So one complication is, of course, metabolic acidosis. That is going to lead to the second complication, that is hyperkalemia. And that is a problem. Now, number three, hypovolemia. Hypervolemia. Hypervolemia means high fluid volume. So you have dysfunctional kidneys. You cannot excrete excess water and fluids. You end up accumulating a lot of fluids in your system. And this is what we call hypervolemia. When the fluids in blood are going up, the blood volume is going up, high blood pressure, rupturing of blood vessels, aneurysm, hemorrhage in the brain, that is a stroke, hemorrhagic stroke, rupturing of the kidneys even further. So hypertension is crazy, and that is caused by hypervolemia. So when you have dysfunctional kidneys, you are unable to filter the fluids, so the GFR goes down, and then sodium goes up because you are unable to excrete a lot of salt, and the water is following sodium, so you are retaining water. You are retaining sodium and then water. Your legs are swelling. Your blood volume is going up. Your blood pressure is going up. Your blood vessel starts to rupture. And all these are complications. So if this fluid is accumulating in the lungs, that is pulmonary effusion. If it's accumulating in the heart, the medical students know something that is called the jugular venous distension. And then, of course, in the heart, we have that. We also have swelling legs because of edema. So I think if you see these complications, these are the weirdest complications. These are the worst, because when you get to that end, of course, there's another one that is actually more dangerous than even this other one. It's called the uremia. It's called the uremic syndrome. Now, uremia is not the same as the other one called azotemia. So look at it this way. When you have dysfunctional kidneys, you are unable to filter toxins, right? So blood, urea, and nitrogen start going up. The urea and nitrogens, not blood, the urea, nitrogens, and all the creatinines and the ammonia start to build up in the blood because you're not able to get them out of the system. So when they are going up, retaining these toxins is what we call azotemia. However, when you retain them, azotemia, and then you end up getting complications of retaining these toxins. So when you get to where you're experiencing complications of retaining the toxins, that is what we call the uremia. Medical students, pharmacy students, listen to this. When you're retaining these toxins, that is azotemia. But when you start retaining these toxins and experience complications of the retained toxins, that is now uremia. So do not confuse the two. Okay? One comes in as a result of retaining the toxins, and the other one comes in as a result of the complications that are actually caused by these toxins. For example, if you're retaining ammonia in the system, and then you end up having these psychotic symptoms, the hepatic encephalopathy, that is now uremia. You will see an increase in BUN. And then all the complications that are coming in, the brain is now altered, so you have these problems with the brain, the psychotic problems, okay, and altered mental states, and there are these tremors. Listen, people who have kidney problems, when you tell them to stretch their hands like this, when they stretch their hands, you see you can stretch your hands and you're comfortable. Please try that. If you just stretch your hands and you're comfortable, well done. But there's times when somebody stretches their hands and then they start shaking. The hands start they cannot stretch their hands normally. They start shaking. That is a problem. That's actually an indicator of kidney problem. And there are people who cannot do that. I know. Yeah, so now somebody is doing that. Maybe they have a nerve problem. They're wondering, could this be kidney problem? A nerve problem is also a complication of kidney disease, by the way. Just in case you didn't know. So yes. So mental problems and extended hands, they have tremors. And then in the heart, we have an inflammation of the pericardium. So pericarditis. And then effusions in the heart, and then this increasing toxins in the system can actually affect your bleeding levels. So, for example, they block the production of the factors that actually lead to coagulation. So, if you have a wound, the platelets come there, they accumulate there, they start bringing these factors for coagulation. You form a mesh, and the wound starts to heal. But when you have a kidney problem, the platelet count is there, yes. But you're unable to clot blood and start healing processes for wounds. Why? Because you've blocked the ferrying of these coagulation proteins and factors towards that wound. And now bleeding becomes a serious problem. So you bleed all the time. So with those four, uremia, we have hyperkalemia, we have hypervolemia, and metabolic acidosis. The four. These are the major ones. Please hold that. Acidosis, hyperkalemia, hypervolemia, and uremia or the uremic syndrome. This will guarantee a direct dialysis or a transplant. So when you've gotten here, where will go pabaya? At least for the others, like secondary hypertension, like anemia, like weak bones, low immunity, mineral deficiencies, nerve problems, edema in the legs, malnutrition, weight loss, and peripheral neuropathy, at least for those, they cannot guarantee you a dialysis. Okay, but they come in stepwise, because remember, it's a chronic kidney disease, so it's a prolonged one. It comes in slowly and progressively. So when you get to hypertension, which is secondary to kidney disease, you get to anemia, you get to mineral deficiencies, you get to low immunity, recurrent infections, you get to low vitamin D. You get to edema in the legs, malnutrition and weight loss. And you get to peripheral neuropathy, where the nerves, and you have those tingling things in your legs. That is not enough for you to get to a dialysis. That is not enough for you to avoid salt. That is not enough for you to get a transplant. However, when you move to the uremic syndrome, where your heart is now affected, your platelets count is affected, your brain is affected, and you're getting these crazy symptoms of madness. And then you have now high volume that is causing you excess blood pressure, and then you have high potassium in the system that is actually causing hyperkalemia. When you have high hydrogen ions, the acidosis, and then you have hypervolemia, high volume, high potassium, high hydrogens, metabolic acidosis. All those will guarantee you to move for dialysis, and if not, move for a transplant. And at this moment in time, when the future is so uncertain, you can imagine how expensive a dialysis is. Where I work, the county that I work in, one dialysis session takes 10,000 shillings. If you're doing 2 or 3 in a week, that is 30,000 in a week. Multiply by 4, that is 120,000. All of you know that the other day, there was a statistic that came out that 3% of Kenyans, only 3% of Kenyans have 500,000 shillings and above in their bank accounts. 3% wako na hiyo pesa kwenda juu. The rest of us are struggling from 500,000 in the bank account to 0. So which means 97% of Kenyans are under 500,000 shillings in deposits in their bank accounts. And now you have 120,000 shillings in 1 month for dialysis. And now a kidney transplant is more than half a million, 1.5 million. So if your deposit is below 500,000, where are you going to get the half a million from? Are you not going to stress people to just get you the money, and they are trying to invest? So it's crazy. It's crazy. Take care of those kidneys. They'll protect you. They don't die easily. But please, take care of them. Don't feed them sugars. Don't feed them inflammatory foods. Don't lighten your skin. Change your commercial toothpaste. Don't use GMO foods. Eat salt. Enjoy salt. It's good for the kidney function. Drop the sugar. Yes? I hope that is now settled. So talking about CKD will not happen again until further notice. So now you've understood. And of course, the essence of this life was to teach you the kidney anatomy, the kidney physiology, the stages of kidney failure, and then acute and chronic kidney disease, but omit the acute so that we can talk about chronic kidney disease, and then the complications of chronic kidney disease. And I'm glad that I've covered all that, and I hope that you've learned something new. So I'll take about 2 calls and then we call it a night. Just 2 calls. And you can use the contact of the studio contact 0707 2020 74. It's amazing. 142 here on YouTube, and 400 people have always been on TikTok. Kindly, if you're on TikTok, you've not taken a chance on our YouTube, simply go there and subscribe. Health and Wellness Spot, please go and subscribe. Also remember, the contact that we are putting out, the 0707074722, that is an office contact. Use it to book your physical appointments that are going to happen in Nairobi from the 28th of this month all the way to the 7th of next month. That is from Tuesday next week to Thursday next week but 1. So start booking your appointments earlier so that we can actually slot you in and create time for you. Thank you so much for the support that you're coding us. You can support us through the super chat. You can also support us through M-Pesa through the same contact, and we shall appreciate that. Okay, as you build us, we build you. And that's just amazing, amazing. So 0707 2020 74 is our contact for this. I will book mine, Dr. William Nyangi. Thank you so much, sir. We appreciate that. You will never regret. I'm telling you, those physical consultations are just something else. You can, hey, first things first, you meet me in person, and then we have this conversation. Imagine if at some point, I know I'm boring, but at some point I get interesting on live, and that's why you guys are sticking here all through. So imagine now you meeting me in person. Those questions that you've always wanted to ask shall be answered. What we give you is time. We give you a value for your money. Okay? Yeah. And as we do that, you can also remember from 15th of next month, another weight loss program is coming in. You can use that to keep you in check during the December. Good. happened to our internet? Yeah, so yeah, we can continue. I don't know if my internet will come back here. What really happened though? There we go. We are back. Yes. Hey, I was wondering what is happening. The internet just disappeared and came back. Oh, amazing. So yeah, I was wondering what happened here. Thank you. Thank you for sticking around. Good. So yeah, we can have a conversation with each one of you. Let me bring in, if you're on TikTok, you can actually request to be in. We have this call, quick, fast, minus, slow, and then we call it a night. If you're on YouTube and you cannot access the call, you can use 0707 2020 74. That is our contact. You can use that to make a call so that we can actually see and sort that problem for you. If you don't have those calls, we can actually call it a night. So yes, let me read some comments here on YouTube. Please, I think she said comment on ugali and sugar and kidneys. Ugali has no nutritional benefit, and ugali is just glucose. It is glucose, it is sugar. Therefore, if you have a kidney problem, there is no need whatsoever for you to eat ugali. There's no need for you to eat ugali. I'm telling you that for free. Zero nutritional benefit. So why would you eat it? Why would you eat berries when they have fructose, and fructose causes insulin resistance? I love the fact that you have included that hilarious side when you're giving us a lesson, especially the day you responded to that guy who asked for your height. Yes, I know. Being on this place that I am, being where I am right now is not an easy job, bro. It's hard. Doctor, I'm suffering from neuropathy and it is very stressful. I can tell you. I was given some vitamin supplements, but kuzimaliza uchungu ilirudi. Now, no supplement is going to change your life. You are trying to fix things through a shortcut. Peripheral neuropathy or any type of neuropathy, nerve damage, is a sugar problem. Start fasting, drop all carbohydrates, and see what happens to you. But if you go and take the supplements, you're taking supplements that are in food, and you're avoiding food, you're eating products, you will suffer from neuropathy. It's a complication of diabetes, a microvascular complication. A microvascular complication. So yes, start fixing the kitchen and start fasting. See what happens. Thank you, Kelly, for that. Allow me to take in somebody. I see Munaya. Please, what should someone stage 4 do to redeem the kidneys since she was told to limit salt and protein? At stage 4, yes, you can limit salt and protein. However, you need an expert to guide you through these things. We cannot talk about those things on the internet. Olajomoke, it's hard for us to talk about those things on a live. So the best thing you can do is to book an appointment so that we can actually have a conclusive story about it, okay? Please clarify on Madafu as a kidney cleanser. Now, there's nothing like a kidney cleanser. Stop being lied to. I thought Madafu was something else. You're talking about Madafu in terms of nutrition. But if you're talking about cleansing the kidneys, stop being gullible. Don't be lied to, okay? Don't allow them to lie to you. Doc, surely I need to see you one-on-one. Book an appointment. The contact is there already. Doc, many Africans living in North America, we have deficiencies of vitamin D. Can we take supplements? Yes, you can take supplements, but make sure you use fermented cabbage, because vitamin D supplements are not important if you're not using vitamin K2. And K2 is in fermented cabbages. Or rather, you can take both supplements, okay? Yes, but when there's the sun, enjoy the sun. And then eat fatty meats, okay? Yeah. Today's topic is very detailed, as you said. At some point, I was left out, but I'll revisit again, no problem. Take your time. It's always an interesting session. Who is this? Munaya. Munaya, are you there?
Yeah, I am here.
Talk to us.
Nataka kukuambia dada yangu ana maumivu kwenye mikono na miguu. Yeah, sasa hatujui kama ana inflammation inside her body. Sasa mimi ndio sijui. Yeah, na mkono nikimmassage, yeah, ndani ya mwili wake inakimbia. Hiyo kitu inakimbia ndani ya miguu, ndani ya mkono.
Ni kitu gani hiyo inakimbia?
Sijui ni kitu kitu gani? Kila nikimkanda hii kitu anasikia maumivu ile mbaya zaidi.
Okay. Mbona wewe ni physiotherapist? Ama ni hii massage ya kawaida tu?
No, massage no, mimi ni dadaki na massage. Actually mimi najua ku massage. Mimi tu ni dadaki na mimi na massage tu.
Amazing. Okay.
Nasikia maumivu.
Kwa sawa na sister yako na kilo ngapi?
Ni mnene, sio mnene zaidi lakini katikati. 90.
Ni mnene, si mnene sana. Ako na 90 kilograms.
Yes, ni kama mimi sasa. Pia mimi niko 90 kilograms. My weight is 90.
Sasa mgonjwa anasaidia mgonjwa mwenzake.
No, I'm okay anyway. I'm okay. Never mind.
You're okay. You're okay at 90 kgs.
Yeah.
What do you mean you're okay?
Listen, doctor.
Yeah.
Listen. Yeye ndio ana maumivu zaidi. Anaumwa. Anaumwa miguu, mikono. Na sijui ni kitu gani inamsumbua. Sijui ni kitu gani inakimbia ndani ya mwili wake.
Nataka relax. Just breathe in and relax. We must have this conversation.
Naona labda ni blood circulation yake labda ni poor.
Stop speculating. Why are you speculating?
I'm not speculating.
But you said you don't know the problem. Hello.
Hi, doctor.
Hi. What is your name? Mona. How old are you, Mona?
I'm 35.
And you have been told your body weight is 90 kgs.
Yeah.
Okay, take me through your story. What is happening?
Actually, I was in Kenya and I got pregnant with twins. Then I started leaking after 23 weeks.
Yeah.
And I came back to UK. Then the babies were still bad.
Okay, pole.
So I keep having this pain. I don't know. They tried taking blood tests. They couldn't find nothing. But I got swollen. My whole body got swollen.
Yeah.
And I tried fasting. I tried doing water fasting. I done detoxing with like juicing. The swallowing got down. But now it looks like my blood circulation is not like proper because of the swallowing, and I get achy muscles.
Okay. Okay, let's make this short a little bit because of time. You said you're having all this muscle itching and you're thinking that this is limited blood circulation.
Yeah.
Have you done a HbA1c test?
Yeah, they done it in Kenya.
And
so I done it.
And what was the reading?
They said it was fine.
What was the reading?
I haven't got the result now, but they said normal.
I'm not able to. I want you to be on stable internet. I'm not able to hear you clearly. Just want you to stabilize. Do not move.
Okay.
Good. And what is your have you ever done a blood sugar test there in the UK?
No, I just came back last month.
Okay. What is your cooking oil?
What's it called? Sunflower.
Sunflower. Amazing. And do you consume any wheat product?
No.
Okay. So you don't eat chapatis, you don't eat spaghetti and all that?
I eat brown.
You eat brown chapati?
Yeah, brown pasta.
No. Okay. Do you consume sugar?
Yeah.
How about fruits and honey? Are you comfortable at 90 kgs?
No.
So what is your target weight? What are you targeting? What is the first step, or what are you targeting to do with these 90 kgs?
I'm trying to lose, but they send me a message saying that they got a result for my last 3 months blood test.
Mm. And it's?
I'm diabetic.
They've told you are diabetic.
You just send me a text message saying that we've seen your results now and it's very high. So I'm about to call them tomorrow.
Oh, so you're calling them tomorrow?
Yeah, because I've been listening to you, and I said that if it's concerning, I have to call them, because normally they send me.
How about you book an appointment with us, either online or physical, so we can have this conversation comprehensively after you have the results and after you've talked to your doctor. So you can I would actually love to have this conversation with you in on a personal level.
And also my vitamin D was very low and calcium.
Yeah. So do this. Use my office contact to book an appointment. We can have this conversation, and you will actually enjoy it, and you will change your life for the better.
Thank you very much. Okay.
Do you have our contacts?
It's on the.
There's a contact that Mickey has pinned on TikTok there. Yeah. All right. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. That is a long one, because trust me, if I start going deeper into it, there's a lot to talk about there. So, acha you twende the other direction, right? Let's go the other direction. Ladies and gentlemen, you can't make this stuff up. You can't make this stuff up. You've seen already the faults. I know those of you who are here, who are the gurus here, already know those questions. They were very directional, and you already see where the problem is. Okay, so we can't create excuses around health. It's not possible. We have to fix what we have to fix. 0707 2020 74 is our contact. You can't make this stuff up. Yeah, it's not easy. It's not easy to make this stuff up. Trust me. So 2 calls to go. Jen, we'll take Jen, and then we'll take Abuz, and then we call it a night. I tried to pick on Sonko's call, but it's not going through. So yeah, yes, Faith.
Mambo.
I'm good. All is well. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Yeah. Were you sleeping already?
About my what? About wheat. I have seen you talking about wheat. I like chapati. I don't know what I can do for me to quit from wheat.
Why do you want to quit? Yeah, just continue. Because
most of them, once I eat chapati, mostly my kgs increases.
Okay.
Mostly when I take bread.
Okay.
The cobbles, those things that mostly they are made of wheat. I usually increase in kgs.
Okay. And what is
the second thing?
Yeah.
Second thing, when sometimes my chest, I don't know, when I'm just doing an exercise, mostly it burns too much. I don't know why.
Your chest?
Yes.
When you exercise, it burns?
When even breathing, yes, when I'm just doing exercise. And when I'm breathing, actually, sometimes I feel so much pain. I don't know why.
Okay. What is your body weight?
Right now is 94 kgs.
But you don't know why your body is itching?
I don't know.
Oh, amazing. Now, on YouTube, are you on my YouTube platform?
No. I'm on TikTok, but I will go and check on YouTube.
Oh, all right. So before you go to YouTube, let me ask you a question, right? You said you're 94
kgs.
Amazing. Do you have children?
Yes, of course.
What is the age of your last born?
The age of last born now, I have 2 kids. I have a girl and a boy. A girl has 8 years.
The age of the last born.
9 years.
So the last born is the girl, right?
Yes.
For 8 years, what is your contraceptive method?
The non plants. The one that I use on putting inside the hand.
Where you can't make this stuff up. And what is your cooking oil?
And the sunflower.
Oh, amazing. And now you consume wheat. How about sugar? Do you consume sugar?
Yes, of course I use it, but I use neutral. I don't use too much, but I use neutral.
Oh, how much is neutral?
Not too much, not little.
Oh.
Just in between.
Okay. Do you consume milk? Faith, do you consume milk?
Yeah. Yes, I used to consume milk, but not daily. Once a while.
Okay. And what is your favorite?
Yes, I used to consume.
What is your favorite fruit?
The apple and the orange.
Oh, and why do you consume fruits?
For balancing some, fruits they used to, I don't know, is to wash your blood or what. I used to maintain for my vitamins.
Oh, so fruits wash blood.
I used to eat it because it's a balanced diet. I used to use fruits. Yani, once you have to eat fruits, it is a part of vitamin.
Amazing. And which vitamin is in fruits that is absent in vegetables?
For mostly where I am currently, I don't have mostly I don't have grains.
Where are you?
I'm in Saudi.
Oh, you're in Saudi. So in Saudi there are no greens, but there are fruits.
Mostly they have fruits, and once you eat once a while, not every time, but once a while.
When was the last time you weighed below 70 kgs?
2022.
Hey. Do you eat ugali and rice?
Yes, once when I was in Kenya, I was using ugali, and once I'm in Saudi, most of the time we used to eat the rice and the meat.
Hey, Faith.
Because that's the only food we have. Mostly we use that one.
I know it's the only food. I know. The only food in Saudi is wheat, is seed oils, is fruits, is...
Yeah, listen. Once you eat the fruits, that's the only thing when you do your diet.
Guys, you really see, it is hard being me. Aye. When did you hear about us? When did you hear about us?
What?
When did you hear about us?
Once I'm online, I used to watch your videos, mostly on TikTok.
Oh, so for how long?
Like 4 to 5 months.
Amazing.
I used to watch I used to watch your videos because of your. Once you do a video, I used to watch it once.
Oh, okay.
And just I do exercise once a while, not every day, because sometimes you do work and you get tired. So come and get a sleep.
Oh, okay. This is interesting though. Listen, I don't know how to start fixing you because there's a lot going on with you. There is a hormonal contraceptive here. There is sugars here. There are fruits and honey there. There's seed oils here. There's wheat there. There is lack of discipline. There is creating excuses. So I don't know where to start fixing you from. Like, it's hard. But I want you to do this, yeah?
So you can, for me, what I can ask, I request for you to do for me, you can just give tips so that I can just maintain. Even if I maintain 50%, somehow better.
Yeah, I will go with the first request that you made for me to explain what is wrong with the wheat. And I will tell you this. There's a video I did 2 months ago on YouTube. It's called The Dangers of Wheat. Just go to YouTube and search The Dangers of Wheat, Health and Wellness Sport. You will get all the answers, because again, I remember that time I did a series of videos. I talked about the danger of sugar, I talked about the danger of wheat, and then I talked about the danger of seed oil. So there are a series of videos, and if you look keenly, you will see on that section of lives, there's a live, actually they followed each other. There are lives that I did that are called inflammatory foods. So if you're wise, simply go on YouTube and search health and wellness sport, and then when it opens that homepage, go and look for the live. Kuna mahali imeandikwa live. Go on that place that is the section of lives, and then scroll down. You will see where I talked about inflammatory foods. There is wheat there is seed oils, and there is sugar. You will get to appreciate that, and you will change your life for the better. You'll stop creating excuses. You stop taking those foods. Imagine you having followed me for 5 months. You sound very innocent. That is true. But you followed me for 5 months, but you've done nothing about what I practice or what I teach. So I think you should move there and just watch those content, because that will actually change your life for the better. Do you think that's a good idea for you?
I'm asking one question. So, like now, I'm not in my country. Mostly, I don't have greens. Because here, actually, let me just be brief on that, because mostly what we have here, we eat is just wheat.
There's no problem, but I have a lot of clients in Saudi. It's not about eating little. It's about eating healthy. But you cannot stop eating those. If I tell you to stop eating wheat right now, I'll be doing so much injustice to you. I would rather tell you to go and check that video and see the dangers of wheat. From there, you will know where your problem is. You see, if you don't know the dangers, you will never find a reason to actually start dropping them. You see, I'll just be singing this, but I'll not be creating any impacts to you. So you must go there, watch those videos, see the impact that they cause to your health. And then after you've done that, now it becomes easier for you to know why you should avoid them. You will find a reason to avoid them. But right now, you see, you're trying to make me... No, listen. At this moment in time, you're trying to make me sugarcoat stuff and allow you to continue eating wheat. I cannot do that.
What if I used to eat once? Because most of the time, I used to eat once a while.
How did you get to 94 kgs, for heaven's sake, when you're eating one meal?
I don't know, even me, I don't know.
Exactly, and that's the reason why I'm telling you, go to YouTube and find those videos. You have all the answers. You're just trying to sugarcoat it, and you want me to actually make sure that you continue eating your wheat. So you're trying to make me fit in your schedule and try to make a diet plan around wheat. I'm not going to do that.
So what am I supposed to do? Mostly on sugars, to reduce sugar, to reduce wheat. Which is which?
Sit in a corner in Saudi and wait for the cows to come back home. Sit in a corner in Saudi and wait until Jesus comes and gets those addiction out of your head. Allah? You are in Saudi. You want to eat wheat and you want me to encourage you to eat wheat. So now I should tell you, no, you can actually eat brown chapati once in a while. Listen, Faith, sit in a corner and wait. We will come and pick you from that corner and help you win your addictions off, okay? Because you're not even listening. You're here for quick fix. That's not what you do here. So you're here for quick fix. Actually, listen, everybody has been listening to you is wondering, where did you even watch me for 5 months? Or did you just stumble on my live tonight? 5 months. And you're telling me, oh, I use linseed. Oh, I eat fruits because fruits, they wash blood. Wash blood? Who told you blood wants to be washed? Blood is being washed by fruits. I mean, we've just talked about dialysis. You are on a life of dialysis and kidney failure for heaven's sake. So then, are your kidneys fruits? Are they fruits that they have to wash the blood for you? You can't sit there and want somebody to defend your bad eating habit. I've been eating 1 meal a day. Ladies and gentlemen, you remember the other one who said that she was eating 1 meal a day, but she does breakfast and then lunch and then eats in restaurants. I'm like, what is 1 meal a day? I just eat once. I just eat once. And you're 94 kgs. For heaven's sake, at least take some responsibility. Hey, kazi yangu ni ngumu. Kazi yangu ni ngumu. And Faith, please attend the Identity Fridays. You are lacking an identity. You need it. So ladies and gentlemen, anyway, Identity Fridays are coming in. On Friday, same spot, same time. Identity Fridays. Why are you angry? Why do you expect people to love you? Why are you always full of expectations? Why do you seek validation? Why are you jealous? Why are you insecure? Why are you overthinking? Why are you quoting the evil nature with these sweet names? Why are you depressed? Why are you anxious? Those answers always come in on Friday, Identity Fridays. You cannot miss on Identity Fridays. Episode 2 comes in on Friday. You're welcome. We were having 2 people, a boss and then somebody else. I think they dropped. So I'll take a boss and then we'll call it a night. Hey, hey, sometimes you enjoy asking those questions. What is your favorite fruit? Oh, green apples. I'm like, amazing. Yes, who is this? Abuz.
Hi, Doc.
Hello, how are you?
Fine.
All right, talk to us.
Now, my first question is, what should we use in place of ugali?
There is no substitute to ugali. Just the same way there's no substitute to sugar. There's no substitute to ugali. But if you're trying to wean off the addiction that comes with ugali, you can actually use the complex carbohydrates, the sweet potatoes, the green bananas, the butternuts, the pumpkins, the arrowroots, the beans. Did you know beans are carbohydrates?
Yeah.
So you can use that. You can drop ugali, chapati, and rice and start using sweet potatoes, green bananas, butternuts, arrowroots, pumpkins, and the beans. Those are 6.
Ndoma?
It's arrowroots.
Arrowroots, okay. Now, I have been having this problem. I always have very painful periods. And it is something that started way back. If I can remember, I was a child by then.
Yeah.
Now, coming to now I'm old enough, it is still there, and I'm feeling as if it is now becoming, it is now excruciating when the pain comes. My problem is I've been going to gynecologists. I have numerous. I've gone to them, and at first they were saying it is adenomyosis.
Adenomyosis.
So, yes. On my side, I'm suspecting it is endometriosis. I'm suspecting. It is I've changed my diet numerous times.
Okay.
But the pain, at times it goes down, at times it comes back.
Okay. You've said you've changed your diets numerous times and you visited gynecologists.
Yeah, I have tried dieting. Not going to, dieting is on my own. I've been just doing my dieting in the house.
What did the gynas say to you? What did they advise?
It is just medication.
Which medication?
I'm being given anti-inflammation drugs, painkillers. I've done all the painkillers in this world.
Oh, amazing. Okay.
And now, at some point, you take painkillers until you feel your kidney is failing.
So you feel...
And the pain is still there.
How do you feel a kidney is failing?
You just feel bad in your body and you feel as if your blood is slowing down.
Amazing. Okay. Now, are you on part of my YouTube?
No.
There's a video on YouTube called Estrogen Dominance. You need to check it. Like, let me ask you a question. You said on your side you're suspecting what again?
Endometriosis.
Perfect. What is endometriosis?
It is migration of the uterine wall.
To where?
To other parts of your body. It can be outside the womb. It can be any part of your body.
Okay.
Or in the organs.
And what is wrong with the uterine tissue being found in other organs?
It bleeds during your menses.
Okay. So that is what you think you're suffering from?
I'm suspecting. That's what I'm thinking. I'm suspecting, sir.
So what causes it? What causes that abnormality?
I don't know.
Amazing. So you know the disease, but you don't know the cause?
I don't know the cause.
Amazing. What is your cooking oil?
I use seed oil.
Did you stumble on my live today?
Yeah.
Okay. And do you consume wheat products?
Very little.
But do you consume wheat products?
Yes, I do, but minimal, very little.
Do you consume wheat products?
Yes, I do.
Do you consume milk?
I have a problem with consuming milk. I do a lot.
So do you consume milk?
Yes, I do.
Okay. How many meals do you do in a day?
I do 2.
What time and what time?
I do, at times I do a supper after work. That is maybe at 9.
So when you wake up in the morning, what do? You just go to work?
Usually I just go to work, but at times I take tea. But I don't take sugar. I withdraw sugar from my diet.
Do you consume ugali and rice?
I do.
Okay. Now, do you have children?
I have one and numerous miscarriages.
What is the age of your child?
She's 9 now.
When was the last time you had a miscarriage?
2 years ago.
And what is the contraceptive method that you're using?
I don't use. I don't use.
Okay, good. Now, I would like you to go to YouTube and just check that video or that live that I did that is called or labeled estrogen dominance. There's a live that is labeled estrogen dominance, and that live is talking about endometriosis, adenomyosis, polycystic ovarian syndrome, infertility, painful menstruation, menopause. It's actually detailed live that we did, and it talks about that. But basically, all those will be solved through dietary modification. So if you change those diets, and I think that live will explain everything to you. It shall be an honor if you just move there and just do yourself a favor of watching that live. It will teach you a lot of things about your condition. And if at all it's endometriosis, you'll get to reverse it naturally.
Okay.
I appreciate your honesty. You're very honest, and that's amazing. But I just hope that you can actually watch that video and then change your life for the better. Okay? And if you don't understand anything in it, and then you can book an appointment with us using the same contact that is provided on those videos on YouTube.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. This one is an honest one. You can easily feel it from her tone. She's honest, she wants help, and the problem is she's just overthinking because, of course, she has studied a lot of information about this. So that's what happens when you suffer from a medical condition. You study everything and it gets confusing. Because imagine knowing the definition of a disease, but you cannot know the cause. So I think that life will change your life for the better. Just do it, okay? 𝗖𝗛𝗥𝗢𝗡𝗬.
Hi, Doc.
Hello, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
All is well, we thank God. Talk to us.
I have a few things to say. One.
Yes.
Thank you so much. I don't have any question.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I have asked all questions. I have gone to your YouTube. So I'm just begging people, if you hear the doctor say, go watch my YouTube, go watch, just go watch. You cannot get everything from the life, from this life. I mean, where's pata to do everything you want from this life? Go watch the YouTube, go watch, go read, and you'll get everything. If you have any question, end on PDA, book an appointment. Just that, and thank you so much.
Amazing, amazing. Hey.
Yeah.
𝗖𝗛𝗥𝗢𝗡𝗬 has energy. 𝗖𝗛𝗥 has decided we are closing this one. Let's bring down the curtains. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're on TikTok, you've not visited my YouTube, and I realize most of you have not. Simply, I'll give you about a second or two to just go there. We are at 32,972. If most of you who are here just flock on my YouTube right now, will get to 33,000 this night. So I'll appreciate that. Those are about what? About 28 people to just flock there and just jazz it to 33,000 this night. So thank you so much for being part of this conversation. It has been deep, it has been detailed, and of course we've managed to expose some few gaps here and there through those conversations. We appreciate each and every one of you for actually attending this live. We are going to be here on Friday, the same time, same venue, same time. Kenyan time is 8:30 p.m. So those who are outside abroad, you can actually use the Kenyan time. We'll be here talking about Testimonial Tuesdays, and not Testimonial Tuesdays, Identity Fridays. and you know how that goes. We fix those identities. So do not be late. Do not even think twice. Be here on Friday. Let's fix your identities and let's see how it goes. So thank you so much again. You can simply use the same contact to book an online appointment. You can also use the same contact to book a physical appointment that is going to start next week on Tuesday. We will be in Nairobi. We will change your life for the better. You'll never regret it. So thank you for attending. This is CKD. This is Dr. 𝗖𝗛𝗥𝗢𝗡𝗬 Obunde from the Health and Wellness Spot. And it's always amazing having you as an audience here. Have a good night, have a good morning, and have a good afternoon from wherever you're watching us from. See you on Friday.